Hey there, nerds. Jimmy here with our newest host,
Madison Palmquist.
and we are going to talk about Friday the 13th. Now, as you know, I'm a big fan of experimenting with my kiddos. So, it was just Friday the 13th, and Madison has not seen the movie yet. We got the go ahead from mommy to watch Friday the 13th. She's familiar with the franchise because of me and her brother. So she's aware of Jason. Now, we watched Friday the 13th, the first one. What'd you think, Madison?
It was stupid.
Why did you think it was stupid?
Because he didn't show up with the mask.
Madison spent the whole movie. First, we see a kill, and it's first person. Madison asked, is it always going to be like this? And it had never occurred to me that we really don't see the killer.
Yeah.
Literally, we see Pamela later, but we don't see the killer. We just get first person kills. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. No, it's not the whole movie, but it's a lot of the movie. So then Madison, because she is aware of modern horror, and a lot of times we see a killer and we're aware of the killer, she was trying to guess which one was going to be Jason, because she knows that Jason is the killer in the later franchises. So she was sort of treating it like Scream with Ghostface. And I'm going to guess who the killer is. So Madison, who did you think the killer was going to be?
Crazy Dan.
Crazy Ralph.
Crazy Ralph or whatever.
So she thought near the end it was going to be Crazy Ralph. And why did you think it wasn't going to be Pamela Voorhees?
Because I couldn't think a girl in the 80s could be a killer.
Which I thought was pretty funny. She was adamant that they couldn't have a female killer in the 80s.
Yeah.
So when Pamela came on and it was revealed, what'd you think? How'd you go?
She was stupid. She was the worst killer I've ever seen. Worse than Billy Loomis.
So what'd you think of as it was building up to that, though?
It was boring.
Well, no, because you said, because we had to take a little pause before we got to that big reveal. She was excited. You thought you still liked it.
I wanted him in the mask, but he didn't show up in the mask.
And what'd you think of the movie up until that point?
It was stupid and boring.
No. Up until we found out who the killer was. Like when we see the camp counselors getting killed and you're asking questions and all that stuff.
That part was like, okay, well, we know the killer has to come on at some point. But
what'd you think of the actual deaths? Were they fun, innovative? Were they lame?
They were the same as usual. Like, they didn't change anything. Like, it was a normal horror film. In my perspective, like a normal one from in today's day and age. The killings were like the same.
So you thought it was similar to what you've seen in other horror films, and your big horror film franchise is Chucky.
Chucky, yeah.
You really like Child's Play. So did you think this was like, oh my gosh, these are like so lame, so old, or were you like, wow, this is interesting?
I was like, this is so lame and boring, because in Chucky, it gets more violent, but not when it was like not as violent as the other movies I've seen.
So you didn't think some of the blood and gore and all that was cutting edge at the time?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it was like Jaws, but worse.
Oh, man, that hits home. Ouch. Ouch. So we get the final reveal. Pamela comes on screen. That's Jason's mom.
Yeah.
And what were your comments? Do you remember?
I thought Jason was inside her. Like, Jason's soul was inside her body.
Which goes along with the Child's Play idea.
Because I've watched way too many Chucky films.
And she does go talk, mommy, killer. So she's saying things that Jason would say.
Like, she's mentally insane. She needs to check herself into a hospital.
Yeah, would have helped, because then maybe more people wouldn't have died, right?
Yeah. And her head wouldn't have got sliced off.
Yeah. And I think that was the point where you realized that, no, this has nothing to do with Jason, is when Pamela lost her head.
And the entire movie, I thought Freddy was the killer.
Yeah, she got a little confused with Jason and Freddy. But now what happened at the very end when the girl's in the canoe?
When she's having that dream and Freddy's coming out of the water.
Jason?
Or whoever the heck his name is. Jason. I don't like Jason. He was like naked and creepy and stupid. And I don't know why. How is he going to come out of the water? That's my question.
Now, when the movie was over, do you remember what you said to me?
What?
You said it was stupid, but what did you say about the franchise?
I said the franchise was stupid.
No, you said, I'm going to skip to the Friday the 13th where Jason has his mask.
Yeah, I'm skipping to the third movie.
Because she was done. She didn't want anything to do with Jason not having a mask and Jason not being the killer.
Yeah.
So what's your overall thoughts on only having watched the first one of Friday the 13th?
It was okay. It wasn't one of my favorite horror films. It wasn't the best one out there, but I am willing to move on to the second one eventually in life, so I can get to the third one, so I can see him with the mask. But it was okay for being a horror film in the 80s. It wasn't as bad as Jaws, but it was up there.
Oh, from the mouths of babes. Friday the 13th.
That was stupid. I hated that. That was stupid and boring.
Excuse you.
That was stupid. I'm sorry. That was really stupid.
You got Jason.
Yeah, Jason's stupid. Stupid and boring.
But his mommy loves him.
No, he doesn't.